Man, that transition is always so abrupt. Oh, yeah. They need to at least like fade back into the camera shot there. Anyway, going into the game. Game number 3. Can Mong turn it around? Did somebody bring a Vuvuzela to Sonic Studio? Are you kidding me? Who the hell let that guy in? Well, first they let some GSL guy in, now they let a Vuvuzela guy in? What? Dude, Sonic, man. Sonic needs to hire a bouncer here. Let's kick out those random crazy people. Jesus. Oh, man. Anyway, map number 3 is going to be... Ooh, it's going to be Wind and Cloud. So we are using one of the new maps that Rose of Dream, is that what it is? Or is it Rose and Dream? I think it's Rose of Dream. Yeah, he is the super awesome map maker that created a few special maps just for Sonic Star League. And this is apparently the most popular one or something. There's Killer, looking intense. This is actually quite funny because, you know, he's in like normal, you know, plain clothes, not wearing a team jersey or anything, but still has that same intense look on his face, like a mini J-Dong. And let's have a cross map again. Killer top right, Mong bottom left. Now, yeah, I don't actually really know this map very well. I, of course, had a decent look at all of the maps when they were first released, but haven't really looked at them since then, so the map will be a bit of a mystery to me. I mean, I think it's a relatively standard 4-player map here, with just some up and downs in the middle. Let me actually have a quick look at the preview. Yeah, it actually looks a little bit like Gladiator, except it's not reverse ramp, it's just normal ramp map. So yeah, it's got like those spokes poking into the middle there. Okay. So it looks like, ooh, what do we have here? Gas already taken, so we're gonna have a 2-hatch build coming out from Killer. While I was looking at the map preview, he was up to no good, but an SCV is gonna see what's going on here. So so Mong should be able to prepare himself for whatever is coming his way, at least until the Zerglings chase him away. And he has decided to just go for a 1-rank expand anyway. Not too scared of early aggression, as he shouldn't be. This is more likely just for a fast lair. Yep, there it is, there's the lair. So yeah, it's almost certainly going to be 2-hatch Muta, which, you know, as I was saying in the last couple of games, Killer did seem to favor in the previous rounds. And let's see how Mong responds to this. You know, it's quite funny because last game he kind of tried to hard counter Mutas and ended up facing Lurkers. So even though in this game, you know, he can say with like 99, I'm going to go 99% certainty that this is 2-hatch Muta. He might try and not, you know, counter it too hard, or hard counter it too much. He might still be thinking in the back of his mind like, oh, what if he does go 2-hatch Lurker and does something crazy like that? Just get a little bit worried there. So I don't know if Killer necessarily planned it out. I mean, you know, there's no way that Killer would know that Mong would try and go for a Valkyrie build in game 2. But in terms of the mind gaming here, the meta gaming going on, I think this is actually quite favorable for Killer as well. So it looks like it is just going to be Mutas this time. As I said, 99% chance certainty that when you see that kind of opening, it's 2-hatch Muta. And it looks like Link Speed is actually finished as well, so he's going to pick off that scouting SCV that was going back to try and check things out. 2 Lings actually just hold position on the ramp there, just to make absolutely sure that no SCVs get up into the main there. So, in the meantime, drone going over, looks like to the close third base here at 3 o'clock. Take that as a third. Looks like that's on a low ground with a couple of high ground areas around it, so perhaps a little bit more vulnerable there. Some kind of early tank push or something. But since he's going 2H Muta, he's the one that's going to be putting on the pressure in the early mid-game, so should not be a problem. In the meantime, we have just had a standard 2 racks and then Academy and Engineering Bay follow-up from Mong, very middle of the road, very standard. Well, if my voice sounds a bit messed up, I'm kind of at the end of recovering from a cold, so yeah, my voice is still not at 100%. But anyway, SEV somehow snuck in here. I don't actually know how this happened. I thought there were 2 Lings on the ramp. I was not paying attention. Were there not 2 Zerglings hold position on the ramp? How the heck did that happen? However it happened, that's terrible for Killer, because now Mong knows exactly what's going on. He's like, oh, you went 2H Muta, haha! See what you did there, and now he's actually going to attack. He can't actually move out too far, because the Mutas should be on the way. And he doesn't really want to get caught out in the middle of the map when there's Mutas and Speedlings running around, so I think he's just trying to poke out just a little bit, kind of scare Killer a little bit, but yeah, he's not really going anywhere. And I don't think Killer's going to be too worried about this. You can see he's not even bothering to build a sunken or anything. He's like, nah, it's fine. I know you can't actually move out. So now the Mutas are coming down, and the turrets, once again, going to be just in time. But he hasn't actually built that many. He's got 1 turret in the natural, 1 in the main, and 1 covering the barracks. So looks like Mong's actually responding to the 2H Muta by being very aggressive with his Medic Marine, actually catching one of the Mutas already there. So actually going relatively light on the turrets here, despite the fact that he's facing a 2H Muta. The more aggressive Muta opening here. Of course, when you go 2H, you are sacrificing some of your economy compared to going 3H Muta, so Killer does need to do some damage with these Mutalisks, or else he will be behind here. And man, I'm just so surprised by how few turrets Mong is actually getting here. Really skimping on those turrets. Usually if you face a 2H Muta, you kind of hunker down and like, alright, I'll just make a few more turrets and defend, and if he doesn't do any damage, then I know I'm ahead. But Mong's like, no, defending's for girls. Let me just actually move out on the map with my M&M. Unfortunately for him, now the Mutas are actually going along the south side towards his main, and his main M&M force is actually still kind of outside of the natural, so a little bit out of position here. Now the Muta's going to move in, and this, I don't know, how is this going to turn out here? It looks like Killer trying to find some good spots here, trying to use that high ground to help against these Marines. Of course, flying units don't gain a high ground advantage, but basically it's just a vision issue where the Marines can't actually see onto the high ground until the Mutas shoot them. Anyway, it looks like a few more turrets now going up, and will help to defend that natural mineral line. So actually, it looks like basically, in order. What am I trying to say? Mong started off with just like 1 turret at each critical location there, the main natural and the barracks, and kind of bought himself some time with his Medic Marine. And then after a while, after the Muta count goes high enough, and Killer's not worried about those Medic Marine anymore, then Mong adds all the turrets that he needs to help defend properly. So really nicely done there by Mong, I think. And he's now moving out with a big line of Marines. The Muta's in hot pursuit here, going to try and pick off some of the trailing units there, the trailing medics. Not really going to get anything. Oh, just going to grab 1 Marine there. But it looks like a fairly open middle ground here, middle of the map, so it's going to be a little bit tricky for him to actually use these Mutas to pick off these Marines. And oh, losing another Muta there, but a lot more Mutas and Lings actually coming out from his hatcheries there, a lot more reinforcements. So Mong's got to be very, very careful with his force, or he could face a huge Muta Ling attack very, very shortly here. The Muta's just trying to whittle down this force as much as they can before committing with the entire Muta Ling attack. And looks like, oh, messing up a little bit there, taking a bit of extra damage. The Marines are getting very, very close to the Zerg's natural. More reinforcements are coming out here. I'm a little bit surprised Killer didn't try to leave a few Zerglings in position to counterattack or grab reinforcements for free. But here we go. The Marines actually coming up here, and there we go. The Mutaling engagement. I don't think it was quite perfect for Killer, but he does have so many Zerglings. Once again, Killer just with an overwhelming number of units, completely crushing Mong's force there outside of his natural. So Mong is now going to have to run back to his base with his tail between his legs. No, actually, it looks like, if you look at the minimap, a small group of Marines is actually running around. These were the reinforcements Marines that were supposed to join the main force here. They're actually going to go take out the third here, and the Mutiling army is a little bit out of position here. It is, of course, very, very fast, though, so he can actually come back here, and I don't think that's enough Marines to actually take down the hatcheries before the Mutas actually get back. Looks like he kills a few drones and Hydras. What else is he going to get? Looks like just going to try and grab some drones, not bothering to focus down the hatchery because he knows he doesn't have time to actually get it. So just getting what kills he can get. And now the Marines do get taken down, but that actually bought him precious time here because before that Marine attack, the Mutiling army was actually streaming down towards Mong's natural. So I think if Killer had actually just ignored those Marines at a third and just gone straight for the kill, he probably could have actually just killed Mong straight up here. Although there are a lot of turrets, but he had so many Zerglings there. But that little counterattack bought Mong a little bit of time, allowed him to reinforce his army a little bit more, and I think now he'll be okay if Killer does want to attack. In fact, he's feeling confident enough to actually move out on once again on the map with this army, bringing a couple of fire bats this time to help deal with the ridiculous number of Zerglings that Killer is making. But Killer has now switched into Lurkers. He's got those Hydras out, going to get some Lurkers as soon as that research is done, presumably. Scouting SCV getting picked off. Looks like another scouting SCV actually moving out. Very cute little move here by Mong, just sending out some late game scouting SCVs, or I guess mid game still. Anyway. So Lurker's now morphing. The SCV of course did see them. And still no hive actually. For Killer here, no Queen's Nest at all even. He's going for a super heavy mid-game army here, getting a lot of Mutas still. And I'm going to be getting a lot of Lurkers, and I guess that also helps to explain how he gets such a ridiculous number of units here in the mid-game here, is that he just delays his hive tech a little bit. You know, we're used to seeing ZBTs where the Zerg kind of rushes for hive tech as quickly as is safe. But in this case, Killer seems to be fairly comfortable just with this the mid-game Mutiling Lurker army, not bothering to rush for those Defilers. And it's actually working out quite well. Looks like the science facility is not going to finish constructing. The SCVs, of course, all pulled off the main there, and the Mutas just holding position in this little corner behind the turrets. And it's even kind of tricky for the Marines to get back there. There's a lot of buildings obstructing them. So the Mutas can actually get a lot of free kills as the Marines kind of walk in a line here with no medic support. Killer just got to pay a bit more attention here. And, I mean, he can get a lot of these Marine kills. No, he's actually going to try and fly out here. Looks like he doesn't quite have enough Mutas to actually engage these. And, oh, he's actually found a way to actually escape. Oh, my goodness. Although it looks like most of the Mutas will go down anyway. Oh, nope, not quite catching those. Wow, I cannot believe he actually found, like, just a tiny sliver of space to move out between the natural and the turrets that were protecting the barracks. So in the meantime, Mong finally gonna start poking out here with this force. He's gonna start moving soon because I think Killer's hive is now on the way. So of course, you basically in TVZ you want to kind of be as far away from your own base as possible when the Defilers get out, and then you can have a lot more space to maneuver before you get pushed back by Dark Swarms. But he's actually not moving out too far here, and I think I'm just wondering, I mean, I wonder if he's just been a little bit cowed by the way these games have gone so far. You know, he's just a little bit nervous, doesn't feel confident moving out with this army until he has a really substantial force. And to be fair, you know, there are a lot of Lurkers on the map, but you can't just sit at your natural and wait for the Zerg to get his hive tech up. Maybe, okay, looks like maybe he was just waiting for that first science vessel. I didn't realize how delayed it was, because of course we did see the Mutas delaying that science facility by a long time. So, actually, I guess this is... This is actually probably fine. I mean, normally the standard push-out timing for Terran is when that first vessel comes out, and this timing is actually just a lot later because that vessel was so delayed. But he's still kind of, look, he's still kind of running back and forth here, not really sure, you know, where the Zerg army is, not sure where to position his own army. Killer just doing a really good job playing mind games with Mong right here. Looks like in a spot with a Zergling that the army is moving through the middle, but no, look at this, Mong just immediately turns around here, and actually this time it was the correct decision because a lot of Lurkers coming in, but he's going to get flanked here, he's going to get surrounded, the tanks and Marines actually splitting up right now, the tank's going to be free pickings for the Lings and the Mutas, a few Marines coming from the back, but so many Lurkers, Killer just with a stupid number of Lurkers walking into the natural. Mong's Medic Marine army is still in the middle of the map there, sitting in the middle while he micros his units to defend his base, but he's got not nearly enough here. It looks like he's just going to counterattack with the Medic Marine that were in the middle of the map, but I don't think they're going to be able to do anything here. And Mong looks like he's about to get 3-0'd by Killer. It looks like the last few Marines are going to get taken out here, going to try and micro them as best he can, but his natural is completely gone, and GG from Mong. Killer takes the first match 3-0 over Mong and advances to the semifinals of the 7th Sonic Star League. Wow. Just completely demolished Mong there. Look at that cheeky grin on his face. Ah, killer. Killer, killer.